So, moving on to heroes. Most of the heroes in the Empire are the spellcasters, and we'll start with them. There's the Bright Wizard. Bright Wizard, Fire Wizard, whatever you want to call him. Excuse my creaky chair. 3 mounts, regular warhorse, nice and cheap, makes him move around a bit. Barded warhorse, a little bit more expensive than the regular one, but gives him a little bit more survivability. Then you've got, of course, got the Pegasus. He can zip around. He's got a little bit of a charge bonus. You know, he's super fast now. But, you know, 500 gold, you could spend that on, you know, some free company militia. Some swordsmen. You know. Whatever. He has the Kindle Flame, which affects all enemies within range, map wide apparently, which gives them a plus 12% weakness to fire damage. So he's basically buffing himself, or debuffing the enemy for himself, I guess. His spells, we'll get into them in a minute, and his items, these are all the same for all the spellcasters. So we've got Scroll of Leeching. It reduces the power recharge rate of your enemy for 6-7 seconds. It can be alright, especially if, you know, the enemy's charging up for a spell. It can give you that little bit more time to charge in before they spawn a Psycho or they do something crazy, spawn a Manticore. You know, it gives you that extra bit of time. Then you've got Scroll of Shielding, 67 seconds on an ally, 22% damage resistance. It's alright. 50 gold. Normally when you do a match, you have a little bit of extra gold. Stick this on. You know, it's a one-use thing. Maybe there's a clutch battle going on. Could be useful. Scroll of Power, minus 90 ability recharge for 6-7 seconds. That's good. You know, that's alright. I won't mind taking that. Spells. Fireball. Shoots fireball out. Very good against. It says multiple combatants. I suppose so. It's basically the fire shot from, you know, trebuchets and stuff like that. But it fires in a straight line. Cascading Fire Cloak, very good spell. Plus 36 to your armor piercing and your melee defense. This is one that I look out for if you look to do a magic, if you're going to include magic. Flaming Sword of Ruin, another very good one. It makes whatever you're casting it have magical and fire damage. So if you're taking a regular swordsman unit, you stick this on them, they're going to be very nice and quite damaging to those precious, you know, terrorgeists and horrible nasties that the vampire counts have. Burning Head, it's a vortex that has a bit of leadership damage on it. Yeah, boring. Thing is, all these damaging spells and the firewall as well, kind of, they all look very cool, but the actual effectiveness of them, you know, it's most of the time not worth it. Same with Flamestorm. It's a big vortex spell that does a damage if it hits. Piercing bolts are burning. Same deal. It does fire damage, and I guess that's a strength. But if it hits, which it isn't guaranteed to do, you know, then you're fucked. You also have this ability, Arcane Conduit. Just charges your power up a bit. Always useful to take this, I guess. Second Wizard, the Light Wizard. It has the same mounts, same abilities apart from Exorcism, which is -4 leadership to undead, map wide. Same items. Spells, fast protection. I'll just go through these quickly and point out the good ones. Shem's Burning Gaze, Light of Battle, Unbreakable. That could be useful in a pinch. I've skipped over that one for a reason. Banishment, just a Vortex spell. Beyond is Time Warp. Bit of extra speed, bit of extra melee attack. Possibly useful, it's very situational. The main thing that you want to get the Light Wizard for is the Net of Amantok. Now this puts down a giant aura, and anything caught in that aura, all that goes in that aura, is stuck. It cannot move. It can still attack if enemies are in range, but they cannot move. And that's for 21 seconds. The Overcast version, that's for 42 seconds. That's enough time for you to get out, get in, get out, get in. You can do 2 charges, possibly. You know, you can get your weak units out of there, say if someone charges, put this down just as they're about to hit. It stops them. Those Demigryph Knights, they're not getting that charge off now. And, you know, now you can pull in your Spearman or your Halberdman. You are doing a lot of damage to those expensive half griffs. Demigryphs, there we go. You've also got Celestial Wizard, same mounts, same items, same abilities, apart from Rolling Skies, which is map wide. -8 melee defense and -6 missile parry with the shield on flying map wide units. Suppose it could be good against vampire counts, you have a lot of flying units. Spells, Harmonic Convergence, very good spell for buffing your defense and attack. Wind Blast is a very nice spell. I really like Wind Blast. When you've got a line of infantrymen, cheap infantrymen, and they've got a line of weakened or, you know, they've took some damage infantrymen, and they're all in one big line. You put this Wind Blast aiming straight down that line, it's going to do some serious damage to whatever's going down there. And, oh, it's so satisfying when it happens. Just cause a little bit of damage to your units, you know, if you don't aim it perfectly, which is most of the time. But at the same time, oh, it's just so satisfying. And who cares if you lose a little bit, man? You know, who cares? Curse of the Midnight Wind is an alright one. Less armor and less attacks. It's just gonna make them more squishy, your enemy. Aaron's Thunderbolt, bit of magic damage, could be useful against ethereal units if you're just targeting them. Comet Cassandra, it's a bit too expensive for what it is. It's magical damage. And then you got Chain Lantern, another Vortex spell. Looks very cool, sounds very cool. It's very expensive for what it is. And then the last one, my favourite one, just because of the way he looks, and his mount is just amazing. Same mounts. Oh, what's this? Imperial Griffin, that's blue. Yes, please. This gives it terror, which is really good, especially for, you know, a supporting general. You've got Cal Franz on his Deathclaw, and this guy, holy shit, you're going to do some serious scaring, brother. But anyway, same abilities, but oh wait, Blood Roar, for having the Griffin. This is something I didn't touch on. Cal Franz, he has it as well. It's an ability you can put, and oh no, it's constant. They must have changed that then, because it was something you had to activate. So everywhere around you is -4 leadership, which is very good, especially if you have that late game. It could be the push you need, especially when coupled with Cal Franz, and he doesn't have it. Okay, doing the thing. There it is, Blood Roar. You put that on him as well. That's -8. And then of course you've got his Wild Heart, increases his power reserves. Spells. I'm trying to get through them really quickly because there's 3 other guys here. I'm already halfway through just on Spellcasters. Wissen's Wild Form. You've got plus 22% weapon damage, plus 50% armor. That's quite good. Flock of Doom, an amazing spell when your army is nice and bunched up. Maybe, you know, it's like dwarves, they're all clumped up together. You stick this down, it's going to take a lot of that damage. A lot of that damage away. There is a chance it'll resist, but, you know, it's worth it. And it looks pretty cool as well. All these crows flying around. Amber Spear is quite a good magic missile compared to that of like Fireball. It looks pretty cool, this Amber Spear that flies through. It causes armor piercing damage, which is one of the reasons why it's so good, especially against higher armored units. For example, your Cal Franz, this is going to do a lot of damage to him, and it's quite long range as well. Pan's Impenetrable Pelt, plus 22 damage resistance and extra speed. That can be nice and useful. Maybe put that on your cavalry, makes them faster and more resistant to missiles that are flying at him. Curse of Aaron here, Anrahir, whatever these weird fantasy names are, that's what it is. Minus 60 to accuracy and minus 24 to speed. This is going to be a killer against skirmish cavalry. Makes them easy to catch. Think of those pesky fucking elves that are coming soon. Super quick, super accurate. Nope, not with this spell, Mr. Elf. You're getting slower so you can catch them with your cavalry. Less accurate, so whatever they're shooting at, they're not going to hit it. And then the main reason, well, one of the main reasons why you're going to bring this Amber Wizard is the transformation of Kadon, which is if you've got a spare slot in your army, you can spawn a Manticore. That's a free flying unit for however you. So let's say you bring him just for the Manticore, no mount, no nothing. That's 567. That's cheaper than a halberd unit, and you get a free flying unit. That is insane. And flying in this game, if you control the skies and there's no skirmish, if there's no like archers or anything like that, you are, you know, you're going to be pretty dominant. You can go where you need to. And that's all the wizards for the Empire. Of course, I didn't go into what their attacks are like, because you don't use them for that, really. You know, they're to support your guys. They're not to get in the fight, because generally they're quite weak. You know, you're not going to be using them for that. You're showing your wizards into melee combat because you ran out of magical power, or you know, you got nothing left. Warrior Priest next up. He's a melee specialist, but his main focus is on buffing. He has all the same buffs from the Elector, the Arch-Lector. If you watch back to the Lord video, you'll see that. He's got good armor piercing damage and good weapon damage. He could be quite good against units such like, well, mainly infantry, I'd say. You know, big blobs. He's a good support. Stick him in the middle of some great swords. He can be quite useful. You can also give him some. You can give him the warhorse and the Barded warhorse, make him a bit quicker. Stick him with your cavalrymen, you know, your knights. All the same abilities as the Elect Count. And he gets the scrolls rather than the potions, which is quite nice. Your captain is your cheaper general, basically. And he can go on a warhorse, Barded warhorse, and Pegasus. He can have all the potions that the general can have, including the heal. So this is what I was on about. If you stick him on a Pegasus, give him a potion of toughness, you can fly him in, fly him out, hide for a little bit, because he's super quick, heal up, fly him back into combat. And he's quite strong as well. That's his weapon attacks. He's quite armoured. He has abilities. He has Hold the Line, Foe Seeker, and Deadly Onslaught. Just like the general, but you don't have to stand your ground. He's quite good. It could be nice to take a couple of these. 3 might be a bit excessive. And have Pegasus potions of toughness. Can be expensive, but they're quite useful. Then of course you've got the Witch Hunter, which you don't see much of. They are quite useful. They have very high missile damage, very high armor piercing damage, to be more specific. They have an ability called Slippery. Gives them extra speed and acceleration. Just lets them jump out of combat because they're not highly armored. They're not meant to be one-on-one. They are ranged duelists. He has a special ability that we'll get to in a second. He also has the potions, which can be useful for healing up. And of course, you know, your missile damage ones could be quite useful. His main use is Accusation. This is a strong ability that can be used multiple times on a lord, a hero, and it will do a lot of damage to that hero. It's the same as the Fireball, the Amber Spear, wherever it may be. There it is. It does a lot of damage to a single target, and that's what the Witch Hunter is. He's hunting down one guy. Anyway, that covers all the heroes for the Empire, taking us at about 16 minutes. Next we'll cover the infantry. So, here we go.